GM, it's Chris. If you've been struggling with getting sales for your business, your landing pages, getting traction for your content, and you've been over relying on ChatGPT, I'm so sorry to say, but that state and that problem will continue for you for a while. And I will tell you why and what to do instead and how to think about text and copy that AI creates. Now, everyone is using ChatGPT, even myself included, as a copywriter because it speeds up my workflow and my leverage, right? So there are good ways to use AI, but AI won't save your business. I've been talking to other business owners and reaching out to people and stuff like that, and it's so funny to hear that, oh, I will write the copy with ChatGPT and it will be great. And then I connect with them like later and they're like, how's it going? And they're like, yeah, it's not really going that well and we're not getting any sales and stuff like that. Well, yeah, obviously, because it's just AI slop, right? AI is amazing tool. It's an amazing tool, but you also have to understand that it's a generic tool in the hands of the masses. Everyone is using ChatGPT and millions and millions and millions of people are using it every single day. And here's what's happening for a business and why AI won't save your business, even though it speeds up your workflow. So imagine this y-axis over here, right? And skill level. Let's say this is skill level for your marketing, which it actually is. I help people with marketing, right? Marketing strategy and copy. So let's say that your skill on writing copy and not just writing words, but actually making people convert and sell and buy your stuff was over here. Now, ChatGPT took all of that averageness and all of the skill levels and just like made a big average thing out of it, right? It's the agglomeration and the collection of all of the internet, and then just spits out a generic thing that has synthesized essentially. And let's say that it's in the middle instead. So everyone who was a little bit lower on certain things like coding, like creating a website, you were struggling with it before, but with the help of AI, oh, I can pump out a website now in 5 minutes. Boom, done. Cool. And although the average skill level has increased to like a midpoint very fast, and everyone who is relying and using AI went from being here in the bottom to the middle, but there's a hard ceiling on that skill level. And those who actually have some kind of experience and background in doing stuff like copywriting, they are over here. And this is like the top 5-10% where everyone starts to differentiate. And here's where the results come. So everyone who used AI to come up to a mid-average part, they hit a really hard ceiling really fast, and they don't understand like, why is the stuff not working for me? I'm using AI, I'm cool, I'm the best, I'm the one-man army. Yes, because AI only spits out average stuff. That's why, for example, hiring a copywriter, I don't say you need to hire a copywriter or even work with me, but the thing is that you need to understand that there are levels to the skills. And in order to stand out, and now that everyone in the world has bumped up to a higher level than they were before, in order to stand out in the competition, in order to be taken seriously, you need to be above that higher skill level. But that's the thing, everyone who jumps up to the middle part right now, they're stuck. That's why it's so easy to spot and see everyone who is using AI. And that's why people are starting to tune out once they see pure AI content as well, because it doesn't connect with a human being. Here's another insight for you is that the stuff that AI helps your business with is fine, but it is always the average sum of everything else, meaning that you won't be able to stand out. An entire point of having a business is to have a unique value proposition on edge against the competition. So they take you instead of someone else. And you've probably felt that pain that you were talking to prospects and stuff like that. And they were kind of interested in your stuff, but at the end of the day, they decided to go with someone else. Well, that's because they stood out a little bit more. They connected a little bit more with the customer instead of you, right? So that's where you are probably missing out right now in your business. And that's why AI won't save you. So imagine that AI content as well is kind of like a flat surface. It's always trying to be perfect, right? They don't bake in flaws into an AI algorithm. But a human being is kind of like a knuckle. It's jagged, right? The surface level of a human being is imperfection. That's what we are, right? So once an imperfect thing hits like a flat surface, it doesn't connect. It doesn't connect like this, right? Like a hand in a glove or like two hands together, right? That forms a bond and a connection. So that is why it's so increasingly easy to see that when someone uses AI, because there are telltale signs. Before, AI kind of was always leaning heavy into words like it's a game changer and in this world and stuff like that. And when I was writing a lot of blog posts and SEO content for myself and for others, it was so obvious once you just read the intro paragraph to an article, like, okay, this is AI generated. And the thing, what happens in the mind of the reader is that they tune out. There's like, oh, someone just pushed a button and they put it up here. I'm not reading this because it's a waste of my time. They did not even take the effort to write it for real, right? People are increasingly getting attuned to what AI content actually looks like, and they're like, nope, it's not for me. It's almost like ads, people have become ad blind. As soon as an ad comes up in a sidebar on a website, or if an ad comes and it just says ads on your feed on your Instagram, you just scroll past through it automatically because like ads, nope, nope, nope. The same thing is happening, I think, with AI content right now. So that's why AI won't really save your business. Sure, it can help you to generate ideas for, let's say, your content that you're doing for YouTube, for example. Like I had a lot of back and forth with my AI agent, just to bounce some ideas, etc. But once you get an idea, you need to take it, refine it, and just go and add it to your filter of your experience and your life and your skills and everything. And then you mold it into something human, right? So what should you do instead if you are relying right now on AI and you're really not getting clients, your sales page is not really converting right now, or your LinkedIn posts barely get any attention at all? Is like, no, nope, there's a scrolling past. What I will suggest and the insight here is that instead of just looking at the actual words, look at the human who will read this. So it's the human psychology behind the actual words. Is the conveying of the value. It's the connection with the reader. That is what I will look into instead, because so many people actually miss that once they are in this content hamster wheel and they're just like creating content, creating content, creating content, they forget that there's another human being who actually will read this on the other end. It's super common, and they just forget it. It's like they pump out content, but they forget that it's actually someone else with the money who should pay your business, right? A human being, and they don't connect. Eh, so look instead at the human psychology and the human behind the screen who will receive this message. And that's what I help businesses with marketing strategy, connecting with the human, actually sell more, simplifying the business, writing the copy. Because copywriting at the end of the day is not about words. Words is just a medium to convey a message, a desire, solving a problem, shifting a belief, increasing trust, increasing credibility, and belief that your product and service works. All of that, the AI can't really do that. That's where this graph here on the y-axis is. It's going beyond the average. So if you are someone who needs help with this, you will find a link below to work with me. If you need help with sorting out your marketing, your content, and your landing pages and your offer, and essentially your marketing strategy, just reach out, let's have a talk, and I will see if I can help you out. But yeah, over relying on AI for your business is a double-edged sword. Just realize that. Like, it speeds up your stuff, it makes things easier, but it also at the same time it makes you blend in with everyone else and become just an average part of the collective sum of the internet. That was a really long sentence, I know. Essentially, if you want to stand out, if you want to make money, if you want to land clients, and if you want to be taken seriously at all, you need a human connection. You need to understand who is the reader, the target market, who is going to consume this content, and actually connecting with them. And that's where the copywriter comes in. All right, that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful, and let's speak soon. Bye.